You got your mic off, Helen.
I know it's
Oh,
all.
you're on. There she is.
Hello,
It's Helen.
how are
Hi.
you? Maxi J and lovely
Maxi J.
Luella. Okay, tell me everything. How lovely you both look with your little shapes behind you.
Yeah. Little man and a
Yeah,
woman.
yeah, get out the way.
Yeah,
There we go.
I'm in some strange shadowing. That's the sun is coming in.
Yeah,
That's
what's the
fine.
shadow going across your face, Helen? Is it the window frame?
It is. It's the sun coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, it is, and I can't change the sun. Oddly, I can't. The sun is streaming in. Does it look mad?
no,
No,
you
you
look
look all
you look
right.
you look summery.
Summary. Yeah. Oh golly. So I'm in your hands. Tell me everything.
Oh. Well, yes. So today's guest is comedy legend, a career that spans quite a few decades, and you now have a new book out as well. Is that not true?
Oh, that is totally true. Well researched, Maxi. I love that. And do you want to know the title of the new
Oh, I
book?
would love to know the title of your new
And who
book
you are,
and
basically.
who you are and what
Oh,
you do.
okay. So, Helen Lederer is my name. Margaret is my middle name. I don't use my middle name much because it feels quite straight. Then the memoir is called Not That I'm Bitter, and I'll have to get Luella. I fear that you may not have a copy of my
I
memoir.
know that you sent me many
Yeah.
times telling me to order it on Amazon.
Okay, I'll get you one.
Yeah.
Just look at that face. You haven't. That's it. You
My
yeah.
skin. I'm a struggling
I
actress.
know, I know. But this is the thing with hardbacks. You have to give money to get a thing. It is worth it. I'm going around the country talking about it to kind people who are purport to be interested in me in it, like yourself. And so it's doing really well. People are being nice and they're putting 5-star reviews. So
Ooh.
people wouldn't
Ooh.
do that if they didn't want to, would they?
No, 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 no.
Because you won't, I worry, you just go, but there's a lot of them, and then you have to go, okay, that's important. And yes, you're right, I am quite elderly now, so I have got quite a few things to my name just
you
because of being my age.
you've
Like,
hit legend status, is what
yeah,
it is. You're
I'll take
legend
it.
status.
I'll take it. And what is so lovely about you two is I want to know about your relationship and why we're here, please. Please talk me through it.
Right. Well, this
Wow.
is bite size and baby steps, and we are two middle-aged fatties who have decided to hold each other accountable for trying to lose weight, get fit, get healthy, and change our lifestyle. But
Wow.
we are lazy buggers. So we have decided to take it very, very slowly. And,
Right.
and also for our listeners to let them know that, they're not on their own. And we come up with tips and tricks, everything that we're trying ourselves,
Yeah.
and encouragement. What else, Maxi?
Yeah, I mean, it's really that is what it's the kind of stuff that's worked for me. I'm always happy to, and I love sharing knowledge. I believe that knowledge
Mm.
should be free. We come into this world knowing nothing, but we're going to go out knowing a whole bunch. So let's just share what we know. And if
Mm.
it's worked for me, I like the idea of passing that out. But I am also very well aware that biology is different, obviously, because,
Mhm.
me being a dude, and I know that dudes have struggles in the same way that ladies do, but dudes don't have a tendency to talk about it so much. We
Mhm.
kind of shut ourselves away and pinch ourselves when we're in quiet moments in the bathroom. Like, oh God, look at this gotta go. Oh, the muffin
But
top's
you
gotta
look
go.
to me like you're quite fit and upright. And
Well,
so
thank
were
you.
you
Thank you so
always
much.
fit and upright? I mean,
Don't do
you
that,
know me.
Helen. Don't do that.
But are you a person who is a fitness kind of enthusiast? And then
Yeah,
that's how you know Luella.
I would definitely say I'm an enthusiast. I mean, when I started this whole thing, essentially what happened was I spoke to Luella and I wanted to get her on my radio show and talk music and the things and the tunes that she grew up with. And
Mm.
then Luella started putting out these fitness regimes that she was doing. And I was like, oh, hang on, there's a thing here.
I had a PT. I had a PT and I was training with him.
Oh,
And so,
wow.
but I complain because it's just hellish. So I used to just post these videos of me complaining and doing my workout.
Oh, while you were doing it, while you were working out.
Yeah, because do you know what it is, Helen? We always see the before and the after picture. Nobody shows the in the middle and the hell that you have to go through in the middle.
And did you have so you filmed yourself like jumping up and down and doing those things?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And feeling totally knackered and telling the truth. I think this is about the podcast as well, is telling the truth about it.
I want to know. So are you, these are the things I want to know, because when you're obviously onto a fit journey, albeit a slow one, and I want to be, and I'm sporadic. So I'm already getting a bit of envy from both, I'm envious now. So I'm slightly less cheerful than when I began.
Just subscribe to the podcast and you'll hear what we're doing.
Right. What we're doing is we're pulling back the curtain. We're pulling back the curtain on the before and the after. We are lifting the veil and saying, this is the part where you're crying into a tub of Ben and Jerry's because, life's gone wrong. But we're here for you.
So how do people connect?
You're interviewing us now, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh, no, because you caught my attention. Because I know you, Luella, like we work together, and I haven't seen this side of you where you maybe are putting tracky bottoms and tops on. And so you're committed to something, change something. I haven't seen that side of you. I've seen the funny, lovely, gorgeous side of you when we work. But
I get the rest of it.
Pardon?
I get the rest of it.
You get. So do you train her, Maxi J?
I listen. If I was training her, I don't think I'd be alive right now. She'd kill me.
So fearful.
Yeah.
So okay, I want to. So you've shown some of your listeners already. So would you film yourself in the park? I want to know your actions, please.
Well, I used to go to the gym. My trainer would film me doing each of my little things, and then I'd come home and I'd just edit a little video.
Wow.
Sometimes I'd add a voiceover, like he'd put me on. I'm a big girl, and he would have me lying face down trying to lift weights, and I'm like, this is a nipple crusher.
Yeah,
I cannot be lying down lifting up weights on my. You're trying to kill me. And then when I do the lying down and lifting them that way, the tits go behind my ears.
Yes. Oh my God.
And I'm practically suffocating myself. This is impossible. They don't do PT for girls with big boobies.
But you did that, and then you showed that to the world.
Oh, yes, I did, because I want other middle-aged women or big people who are afraid to go to the gym or afraid that they're going to look silly to feel encouraged, because if I can, they can. And if we all just look at Instagram and social medias at people that are really big, and then the next minute the after picture of them really slim, they don't tell us how they really did it.
Or how long it takes. But maybe that's wrong as well for me to say, because already my blood pressure is being raised, and I'm thinking, okay, so how long is it going to take? So once you've decided, okay, I'm doing some weightlifting, in 6 months' time, then I'll have that after photo. So you're saying something different.
No, we're doing the total opposite. We're just saying we are making bite size and baby steps. We are doing it so small, so incrementally, that you'll change your lifestyle without even knowing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Doing those, I've got to reach this level, and it's so simple, like what we did. I've just tried to substitute sugar for sweetener, even though I know sweeteners are not necessarily the best thing, but it's better than sugar. So get into a habit of that, and obviously the next step would be to remove it altogether. So little things like that. I don't know about you, Maxi. What have you done? Small changes?
So I've cut out coffee. So I was about 7 cups before 11 o'clock in the morning type kind of guy. Now I'm down. I treat myself now. I see as 1 cup of coffee maybe on a Thursday.
Yeah.
So I've actually gone way down in my coffee intake, because I could literally feel my heart just getting ready to explode like a face hugger coming out of my chest. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, hang on a minute, something's amiss here.
Would you do? I tried decaf. I mean, that's what I do.
I drink tea, but if I really want to kind of like get rid of decaf, if I really want to go decaf tea, the tip is to make the first cup, tip it down the sink, use the same bag, and you cut the cap. Oh, here we go. Bite-sized baby steps tip number 359.
Make a note.
So if you make a cup of tea, before you put your milk in it, if you take it with milk and your sugar and all the rest of it, don't put sugar in it. Tip it down the sink, and then make another cup with the same bag, and you would have cut the caffeine content by over 80%.
And is it as satisfying?
Still tastes the same.
No, hang on. I don't understand. You're already drinking decaf.
No. This is a regular tea bag, because I know you don't like me naming names, right? Okay, yes, regular tea bag. I'm learning.
Good boy.
Okay, make your cup of tea just as normal. Give it a stir, tip it down the sink. Keep the bag, and then put more hot water in it. If you go zero decaf, I mean, for me, it's like going to a prostitute for a cuddle. You know, it's just like...
I like the way we segue into those examples. I'm trying to get my head around that. But I went to decaf, and you're right, though. I do understand what you mean, because it is less satisfying, is it not? I want, that thing called continental, like really
you want
the joy of the
jolt.
smell and the taste. And that's just liquid. I mean, we don't even start on the food. What would you advise? Because I don't do anything in a regular way, so I might just not eat for ages.
No.
Then I might want, that nice chocolate or something.
I think that really it's about consistency. So Bruce Lee has a very good quote. He says, "I fear not the man that can kick 10,000 times. I fear the man that practices one kick 10,000 times."
And what does that mean?
So essentially he's saying that consistency is the key, doing that thing again and again.
Okay, so you have to make yourself do the same things every day. That's hard for me.
But then, Helen, it's about taking something really small. So like Max says, he could do 7 cups of coffee before 11 o'clock. It will be something as simple as, well, maybe I'm going to do 4 cups, just reducing that and sticking to it. Maybe not cutting it out completely. This is why we all fall off the wagon and put 10 times the weight we lost. So if you do it, something that's easy to manage and make that a habit, it's then going to grow, hopefully, into a lifestyle thing that you just don't think about.
I suppose the good thing of how you both have described that, then you at least feel engaged. You feel, okay, I am doing something, because my thing is I just kind of get hopeless, like I try and go for it, and then I can't maintain it.
And then you feel completely dejected, because it's just, no. And that's why I say it's a little bit of something.
It's the same for me, Helen. I can't, I'm impulsive. So I will watch the infomercial, and I'll get all excited about this latest equipment, and my house will be full of gym equipment and exercise stuff. And then a week later, it's just a shelf for clothes and things.
Yes. Well, what about this then? Because I know that, because I'm traveling around a lot at the moment and I'm not moving, so I get backache, just partly from tension. My current dream that I haven't done is, you kind of identify a thing, and then if you do the thing, then it'll all be all right, kind of thing. So I'm not of your school, so I have to learn what you're teaching me. But I think I got to find a local Pilates class, because in the gym where I do have an old person's membership, so it's mostly free if you only go at a certain time. Then to book a Pilates class, you have to wake up at 5 a.m. and put your finger on the what's it and book it. Otherwise, you'll never get it. So I'm thinking I need a new group of nice people who I won't dread to see, local, so I can't find an excuse not to go. So I'm conjuring this image of perfection, and then in a week like yours, where I don't do the same thing, then how will I know that at 10 o'clock every day I can go? You know what I mean? But in my mind, I'm going, this will solve all my problems if I find this friendly mystical.
Helen, get out of your head.
Yes.
The one reason this podcast, because Max wants it to ramble and chat forever, and I'm saying no, let's keep it short. 20 minutes. The length of this podcast should be 20 minutes, which is enough for you to put it in your ears and walk around the block and have a 20-minute walk. So before you start trying to get into the club to do your Pilates, you need to just start with maybe just walking. And we're trying to make that pleasurable so that it doesn't feel like a chore, because you're actually listening to a podcast, which is 20 minutes of exercise.
Yes.
You need to do something that's really manageable, especially if you're on a book tour.
I like that idea. I like where you're both coming from, because you're making it feel not pressured and doable at once. And okay, what would you advise, like, for me to tear myself away from the computer?
There is this, I mean, this is something, funnily enough, that me and Luella were talking about, I think back in episode 1, that sitting has become the new smoking. And controversial stuff. Because of COVID and everything that happened, we became we became a sedentary people, you know, people who were used to being up and about and doing this and that, you know, couldn't, just by the virtue of having to be locked down. Like Lou said, you know, take a walk, you know, just a very, if you're not somebody who's cardio efficient, only sadists like cardio. I'm sorry, you sadists, but it's true. You guys are out of your flipping mind. Start off with a light walk. And if you feel the twinge, that's when you stop.
And also, Helen, set a timer. So even if it is at 11 o'clock, I get up, whatever, every day or wherever I am, at 11 o'clock, I'm going to take a 20-minute walk.
Yes. No, I understand that. Maybe my version of that would be, well, yeah, I've got to tear myself away from what I'm doing. That's the big one. But then there's a little park near me. So if I go around there once, I've done that. Or if I go around there twice, I've done that.
Even if you did half as a starter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Be outside, just to be outside. I think that's another thing. That it, you know, like, it's sunny today. It just was out. I was going somewhere, and then I saw a person have a cup of coffee. Oh, Maxie, sorry to use the word coffee, but sitting in the sun with a cup of coffee. And I was thinking, I never do that. I mean, I know that's not about exercise, but I'm going, but what a lovely thing to do. But I was going somewhere, so I couldn't do it. So I just don't have that mental space to take time out.
But you have to, because if you care about yourselves, and we know we're not getting any younger, we have to make these changes, but we have to make them achievable. We had Colin Jackson on in our last episode, and he was talking about right and realistic goals. So it has to, and what the podcast is about, it has to feel like you're not actually doing something, but you are doing something, because the more you do it, it becomes a habit, which will then become your lifestyle. So Helen, even if it is you're at the computer and you set an alarm for 11 o'clock, and even if it is, you've got to park right across the road, and even if you go out there for 10 minutes or walk once around it, it may not feel like anything.
No, but it would. You're right. No, I can feel that.
Yeah, if you do that for a week, I think by the end of the first week, as it starts coming up to 11 o'clock, your body will be saying to you, oh, it's time to go for a walk, because it's got used to it. It's about us also being patient, because we want quick results, but we have to have the habit. And if it's something as small as once round the park, and that just becomes part of your routine.
Well, I did that during COVID, so I do remember the experience of, you know, and you do feel like you're in control of yourself, you're doing something good for yourself. That's all quite, you know, you go, I managed to do it. Currently, because of work pressures, I'm sort of chasing my tail, or I'm telling myself that. So this is good. I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling a little bit of a calmer. But then, you know, you were saying about the people, like when I do go to the gym. So at the moment, I will go to the gym just for half an hour, but you do see those people, oh my Lord, you know, like caring about, like, lot of sweat, lot of movement. Now, I'll never be that person. I can't do it.
And no one's saying that you have to be. And that's, I think that's something that we embody here at BSBS, is the fact that, you know, it's not about the before and the after pictures. It's not about, you know, looking, you know, like Hugh Jackman in Wolverine or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? It's about being you and accepting the fact that these are the things that I can do and these are the things that I can manage. And if I can make incremental changes, then that's a win.
Got to get that in my head, though.
You have
Because,
to, because I
yes.
have no, I just don't have the willpower. I'm so easily tempted.
What's your tipple, though, Luella? Is it like a chocolate thing or a drinky thing?
It's sweets, it's gummy sweets.
Mm,
I was just talking to Max before you came on about being an emotional eater. If
yeah,
I'm upset, I bury it, I eat. If I'm happy,
yeah.
it's like, oh, let's go out for drinks and food. The food is just so integral to my emotions.
So is hunger a driver for you, or is it just habit?
I think it is
Nice when
habit.
you're
I don't think that weight loss is about diet or exercise. I think weight loss is about emotion. It's
Yeah.
about how you feel about
It's
yourself. That's where it starts. How you
it's a
feel
frame of
about
mind.
yourself, how you perceive yourself, how you believe other people perceive you,
Yeah.
how you deal with your stresses and your problems. I mean, that's who we are. And from that, we have this feeling, a sense of self, which is either healthy or not healthy. And
Yeah.
that would be the driver. Like I used to be a worrier. So you worry, I stuff everything down with
Yeah.
food. So it's also a mental thing. And that's why walking is so good, because just feeling the fresh air, getting the vitamin D for your mental health,
It's
it's
doable, isn't it? No, I like that. And I like the feeling that you're making your body do something that is doable. You would feel more like you're being nice to yourself. And
Yeah.
absolutely.
and I
Yeah,
know
be kind.
that Maxie was saying, you know, in Not That I'm Bitter, my book, there's a lot of stuff, and it's essentially what it is. It's aiming to make the reader laugh. I mean, I wouldn't write a book that wasn't aiming to be funny, but I do. There's quite a lot about weight loss in there. It's all the stuff I've gone through, but you know, having gone on the powdered food diet, and I'm very funny about that. You know, going to a safe house somewhere in Norwood, and you know, getting your powdered, you know, stuff, your medicines. I mean, you name the diet, I've probably done it. And I think a lot of people our generation probably would have done it. So I know that hope. I know that thing. If I just do this, and then if I went for an in those days audition, now you have to do a self-tape, don't you? But
Yeah.
you know, I just thought, and then I don't like the whole body thing. You know, I go, well, if I was a stone lighter, I probably would feel more confident about walking into this audition. You know, all those things that we have. So you're saying something nicer, aren't you? You're saying take those things off.
Tune in to the next episode. Can we convince Helen to start walking? Also, there's this.
So
Now, I need a man. That's what I need. But there
I
you go.
can offer my
Oh, no.
I'm
services.
all man, lady. How dare you?
But you're married, so shut up.
Thank you.
Like and subscribe, and we'll be with you all the way. And
Yeah.
if you want to email us, or if anybody wants to email us with questions or comments or tips, what do they do, Max?
They hit us up at bitesizeandbabysteps@gmail.com.
Okay. Well, that's quite easy to remember. Even I might manage that.